Hello there, David here. Welcome to another episode of Coffee Break Blogging. Today we're going to be doing another tools episode. In the last episode, 75, we talked about various plugins to allow you to do nice looking opt-in forms and various types of opt-in forms on your blog. Today we're going to be talking about tools that enable you to create squeeze pages, because we did talk about the squeeze page back in episode 74. Now, the big thing about this space is, like the plugin space when it comes to opt-in forms, it's also a fairly competitive space, and there are a lot of options that you have to look at when you're evaluating these things. And there's also WordPress plugins that will do squeeze pages and stuff like that, one of which I'm going to mention here on this episode, and you've probably seen before as well. But there's a lot of feature overlap, so it can be a confusing thing to do your research and figure out which tool to use. And it can actually lead you down a paralysis where you end up just not getting anything because you just don't know what to do. And so I'm hoping that I can guide you a little bit in this episode on some of the top squeeze page tools. Now, in this episode, I'm going to mention 4 specific tools. There are other ones out there. Like I said, there's also WordPress options that beyond the one that I'm going to mention here. But again, these are the big 4. And we're going to start off with one that you've probably heard a lot about if you're paying much attention to the online marketing space, and that is LeadPages. So what's the big deal about LeadPages? Here's the thing about LeadPages. It's easy. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. It's an easy platform to use. So what LeadPages does is it allows you to create squeeze pages, just basically landing pages. It'll do squeeze pages, but it'll also do sales pages, webinar registration pages, things like that. And you can also put together your thank you pages with them, and you can link one page to the next. So you can say, well, after they fill out this page, go on to the next page. You can do that stuff. Now, the beauty of LeadPages is that it's really easy to use. You basically have fill in the blank type designs. You pick out the design you want, and then you have the option to change some colors, change some fonts, and change the text on the screen. And then in terms of the different elements that are on the page, you can either have them turned on or turned off. But aside from that, that's pretty much the level of customization that you're going to get. So the flip side of the fact that it's great because it's simple is the fact that it's also not very flexible. I'll be honest with you. Pretty much every time that I have gone to use LeadPages to create a landing page, I find myself getting pissed off at it and I end up not using it. Right now, the only reason I have a LeadPages account is for lead boxes. And there are other options besides that. So I see a cancellation of LeadPages in my future. I don't take anything away from LeadPages. I think they've got a lot of great things going for them, and I can see why they've stuck so hard to this inflexibility of their platform, because it does make it really easy to use. But I also think that LeadPages has done a fantastic job with their marketing. So I think that you've got a lot of people out there talking about LeadPages and how great it is, and they really haven't compared it to the other options, or they're just not, some of them maybe are not advanced enough marketers to really need some of the other features that are in some of these other systems. And so LeadPages is fine for them. But I personally think that you might be a little better served going elsewhere. The one caveat would be that if you really have just no technical background whatsoever, it's really hard to go wrong with LeadPages, because it's really easy. You will be able to create a page and you'll be able to do it quickly. It'll look good. It'll work. It'll be dependable. And it is what it is. It's just that you're not going to have a lot of flexibility with the pages that you make. So LeadPages starts at $37 a month. And then if you want to have some of the more pro features, you're going to go up to $67 a month. And at least as of this recording, there are no opportunities for trials. I guess they just don't like trials. I don't know why that's the case, because most of the other guys that are their direct competitors have a trial. LeadPages doesn't. I think that LeadPages had a good first mover advantage in this particular market, but I think they're losing it. Because other guys are coming up that are just better than LeadPages, and you know, as long as they can get their marketing in line and compete with LeadPages on that front, I think that they've got the capacity to really overshadow LeadPages if LeadPages doesn't play catch up and start catering to some of these more advanced people. But again, maybe it's because LeadPages is really catering to the people who don't know that much and can't customize anything, and that works. You know, it really works. They've done a great job there. So anyway, that's LeadPages. Let's jump into the second option here. The second option is OptimizePress. Now, OptimizePress is WordPress specific, and it's available as a theme or as a plugin, but essentially they do the same thing. And so you can create beautiful landing pages, and you can do it all right from inside the WordPress dashboard. So just the same place where you go to write your blog post and everything, you can create your landing pages. Now, I'm using OptimizePress quite a bit. I really like OptimizePress. It's very flexible in all the ways that LeadPages really holds you back because it's so unflexible. OptimizePress is very much the exact opposite in the fact that you can do almost anything you want with OptimizePress. But a couple of caveats here. One is that it is slower to use because of the way that it works. And secondly, it requires some geekiness because the way that OptimizePress works, it's different. You've got the live editor built into it. And the live editor is what you're going to be using to actually build your pages. Now, if you can use one of their starter templates to kind of get the ball rolling on a page. But essentially, you're looking at a framework that you have to build the page element by element. And it goes in this grid-like fashion right on down the page. So you have to add these, elements to the page, and then you add these different components to it. And basically, the long story short is, it takes a lot longer to make a page with OptimizePress. There's a lot of clicking involved. The interface can be a little clunky to use. But at the same time, I like it because it's extremely flexible. I can make almost any kind of landing page I want. I find that they're very nicely designed. I think they look good. To me, they look a lot better than LeadPages. And if you don't like recurring fees, you're going to like that too, because it's $97, at least as of this recording, one time, and you own it, and you're good to go. So at least in terms of this particular space in the world of creating squeeze pages and landing pages, I think that OptimizePress is by far your biggest bang for your buck. You get a lot for your money, and you can buy it once and you can use it, do a lot with it. It's just a really, really fantastic platform. But just be aware that there's a little bit of a learning curve at the beginning. And once you get through that, you're going to be good to go. But you got to get over that learning curve of actually learning how to use it. And perhaps at the Blog Marketing Academy, I'll do a few videos coming up soon that go into the basic framework on how to use OptimizePress beyond what they already have on their website, because I really do like the tool. Let's go into the next one. Now, the next one is one that I have not used personally, but a lot of people have been talking about it, and it looks really, really killer. And that's called ClickFunnels, ClickFunnels.com. Now, the thing about ClickFunnels is that it is it's a lot more flexible than LeadPages, and it's easier to use than OptimizePress. The thing about ClickFunnels is that you can tell by the name, it does full-on sales funnels. So we're going way beyond squeeze pages here to everything that happens after the squeeze page. You can do opt-in pages with ClickFunnels. You can do sales pages with ClickFunnels. You can do webinar registration pages with ClickFunnels. You can do full-on membership sites with ClickFunnels. You can do just very, very intricate funnels, and you can do it all from inside the platform. The cool thing about ClickFunnels too is that because it's actually put together by people who do marketing, They've got all the conversion tracking built right into it. We're not just talking about single page conversions. We're talking about through the entire funnel. So, when it comes down to creating really good sales funnels for your business, ClickFunnels is going to give you pretty much everything that you need to do it. You can customize the pages. So in all the ways that LeadPages hold you back, and basically all you can do is change what they give you, and that's pretty much it. With ClickFunnels, you can actually add things to the pages. You can remove things from the pages. You have that flexibility that you don't have with LeadPages. And that to me is the biggest pain point, to be honest with you, with LeadPages. And that's the one thing that I personally think they've got to loosen up on and give you more capability with LeadPages. ClickFunnels does all this. As I mentioned, you can also do full-on membership sites with ClickFunnels, including drip content and a lot of the standard features you'd see in full-featured membership site software. You can do that with ClickFunnels. You can also design sales funnels and share them. So you can actually design really nice funnels, and you can, share them with other people that have ClickFunnels accounts, and they can import them and use them. And that's a pretty cool thing. Now, another thing that makes them stand apart is the fact that they've got a free trial option. I think it's a 2-week free trial. Again, as I mentioned earlier, LeadPages does not have a free trial. I don't know why, because you don't know if the platform is going to be good for you unless you've tried it. And the only way to do that with LeadPages is to outright pay them. And I think that in this day and age, that's kind of stupid. But I don't know, maybe they've tested it and it works better for them. But I like free trials for stuff like that. Now, so ClickFunnels has a free trial, but then from there, you need to be aware that it does go up in price pretty quickly. They do have a starter level of account, which is on par with LeadPages in terms of pricing. I think it was $37 a month, but it basically only allows you to do opt-in funnels, so it's kind of limited. If you want all the other stuff, it goes up to $97 a month, which is more expensive than LeadPages, but again, it does a hell of a lot more than LeadPages, so I think it would be worth it. So that's ClickFunnels. I'll say, by the way, I think that because the next solution I'm going to mention here also does funnels, I think LeadPages has to do this too. I think they've got to get into the funnel business. I know that you can select a thank you page for, say, an opt-in or registration or something like that, but it's not enough, and the world is moving past this. Look for lead funnels. I wonder if lead funnels is going to happen. Just remember, if they come out with lead funnels, you heard it here first. Anyway, let's move on. The fourth and final option I'm going to mention on this podcast is called 10-minute funnels. Now, 10-minute funnels is actually put out by a good friend of mine, Kyle Graham. So I know some of the inner workings. And so I think it's a really good contender. It competes with LeadPages because it's in the same ballpark, but it's actually more of a direct contender with ClickFunnels because 10-minute funnels will actually give you all the flexibility that ClickFunnels does. It does membership sites. It does the funnels. In fact, if you're familiar with some of the fancier options like Infusionsoft for the CRM, you've got full drag and drop funnel design capability, just like what I forgot what they call it inside. The campaign builder, I think is what they call it inside of Infusionsoft. You basically have a campaign builder inside 10-minute funnels, and it's really impressive the way that it works. You literally just you drag the different pages, tack them onto each other, and it automatically connects the dots. And then you just click on each one and design the page the way you want it to look. But a lot of those guts are taken care of automatically by 10-minute funnels. So again, does full funnels, if I can say that right, has full drag and drop capability on those funnels, which is really cool. You can have full page customization, which again, I think LeadPages is dropping the ball that they don't have full page customization, but 10-minute funnels does. And like ClickFunnels, 10-minute funnels also has a 14-day trial, so you can test it out and see how it works for you. Okay, so those are the 4 options I wanted to bring to your attention for building highly effective squeeze pages. But again, these are full-featured tools, and any developed marketing plan is going to have a lot more than just squeeze pages. So for that reason, you're going to find that each of these 4 platforms can do more things than just squeeze pages. And that's an important thing because squeeze pages is just one arsenal and a much larger tool set that we need to have. So we mentioned LeadPages, we mentioned OptimizePress, we talked about ClickFunnels, and we talked about 10-minute funnels. I recommend you check them out when the time comes that you're ready for a solution like this and see which one is best for you. Okay? With that, I will see you on the next episode where we're going to get out of talking about different tools and we're going to jump right into some more tactical stuff. And we're going to talk about the perfect confirmation page for building your list. Okay? I'll see you then.